It's your boy right
Back in the
here.
building.
Wild Star with Unapologetically Black.
All right, all right. And this Nikki Scarpo for sure. Be back at y'all. You know, it's been what about a week or so since we
Yeah,
last spoke. You know, it's a beautiful
yeah,
thing. You know, yeah,
yeah.
we had some denim to iron out. You know what I mean? A little bit of steam. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little bit of heat, but it's all good. We wrinkle free, sucker free already. You know what I mean? So, as usual.
Ready to get back at it. We're gonna come with y'all with something a little different today. We're gonna get some nice reactions going on today with me and my boy. Before we do that, though, always check us out. Check Culture Creators. Shout outs to them for sponsoring. But also, check us out with Atmosphere Candles. 100% all natural soy. We actually got a soy coconut blend now. Be looking out for that new commercial coming soon. Also, check out your Hootie Gang music. Always hot, always bringing some fire. Get at us.
All right, all right. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Most definitely. We like to speak your mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Already. Now, we did want to kind of pick up where we left off a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit definitely, because we know it's been a gap and we didn't have a memory lapse or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep it consistent, and then we're going to move on to a lighter substance topic, subject, whatever, So
Yeah.
basically, Izzy, you had the question for the people. You were saying, well, how does Jesus fit into the Black community? Like, what is Jesus's role, I guess, or is it that we are being like what did Malcolm say? Well, we've been hoodwinked. You know what I'm saying? Bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that the case? So I was just sharing before we aired live backstage. I was just talking about prayer, and one of the I guess one of our associates was speaking on how in the Black community a lot of brothers, I don't know, it might be the same way with sisters, don't pray until they have something to pray for, like when they're in need, you see, and I had to think about it. I'm like, well, I'm guilty of that in my lifetime. I would be a damn lie to say that I had not been a person to do that before. But how else do you build faith? How do you get any experience without trying something, out. So you got to start somewhere. You're not just going to be a veteran out the gate. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I get it, but I brought two scriptures. I'm not a Bible thumper, so please forgive me. I'm not going to say Mark chapter this, verse that. No, I'm not that guy. All right, but I will say that there is a scripture that says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So shall meaning will be, all right, meaning it's done basically. And so that's all you have to do. Those are instructions, all right. So if I ask and I will receive it, and if I seek it, then I will find it, and if I knock, then the door will be open. Now, whose door is going to open? You see, and so they said, so people, talk about dying and going to heaven and whatnot, but Christ said, see, it depends on what version of the Bible you reading, but when I was coming up, it said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you." So this was Christ speaking. So why would Christ tell me to seek the kingdom of heaven first, and all of these things would be added unto me, would be given to me, if I had to die to go to heaven? So I said, well, damn, that it just made me, I just had to ponder on it. As they say, Selah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, but see, and that's what we were taught all through slavery, bro. Is we gonna get our that's one of my problems I have with the whole thing with Jesus is your reward is after you die, right? Versus in the Torah, you know, your reward is while you're alive. Like you can only experience things while you here. When you dead, you dead. Like
Right.
it says in the Torah, the dead know nothing. The dead cannot give the Most High praise.
Mhm.
So if you can't even praise, you have no you don't have a voice in that sense. Like people think that you finna be it's because of Hollywood and stuff, you know, that we're gonna be little spirits with wings on us. Some people believe we all gonna just be in some pearly gates with gold and all this beautiful colors we never seen. And it's like we're like why would there be colors that you never seen if there's something called a color spectrum? You know, it's like
See,
why
it
would we
is about logic.
this fantasy and imagination like
You do
all
have
this
to apply logic, but see, that's why I'm telling you. So it's all about interpretation, and I said telling you because I'm speaking from my own
right.
to
Yeah,
tell you about what I've been through. All right, I might not be able to tell you, but okay, so feel me out. Okay, so basically, I spoke on asking you shall receive, and I spoke on seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. But there's another scripture that says that the Most High knows what you have need of before you ask. So I'm like, So if I ask, I'm gonna get it, but He already know what I need before I ask. So why am I wasting my time asking? I just need to be getting glad and scratching my ass, basically, and be excited about what's coming. You see what I'm saying? Because that's faith. You see,
but you remember faith without
without works is dead. True enough.
and so that's the one thing too about your statement when it says seek and you shall find. Seek is an action.
That's right.
Seek requires you to get up and move, you know. So the whole thing about I know your intentions, I know what you want, but that doesn't mean you don't have to walk that path to get what you want.
But that don't mean that you're not. See, that's what I'm saying.
Because because you got to think a lot of times people just sit around like in our
Do
community
you
right
believe
now.
in the law of attraction?
Do I believe in what?
The law of attraction.
In a sense, yes, but not in the
As a
way that
man thinketh, so he is.
not in the way that people view it, because a lot of people use the law of attraction and then they also incorporate the universe within that. So then they talk about the universe doing things for them, and that in turn goes right back to putting something outside of your control, but the control that they're giving it to is something that's random. Something that's random never.
But is it? Is he?
No, I'm just telling you the concept of where that comes from, because if the universe is random based on the concept of the universe, so they say random thing like the Big Bang was random, how everything happened.
But there's
That's random,
nothing coincidental in this life.
right. That's between us because we're conscious. So that's why I say I believe in it to an extent,
Okay, so
because
this
the
is the
concept of the
motive.
law of attraction
It's a motive for my question.
deals with the universe versus dealing with a God per se. So I
So
would say like
Una means one, right? Am I right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Una, UNI. That means one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a verse is something that has to do with words being formulated, to create a song or a scripture, or you understand, something to that effect. So we have Christ, who is supposed to be the word. And last time I checked, you can't have a verse without a word. So last time I checked, there's only one God, one, O-N-E, synonymous with una, like unicycle, UNI, one wheel on the cycle. So we got one verse. So no matter how many words are in that verse, meaning how many people, how many spirits, whatever, creations, whatever, it's all part of my verse. So the Most High God is in all of us.
Absolutely.
So this one God. So the word is coming out of you as soon as I pause and allow you to speak, and vice versa. What is being exchanged? The word. more than one, but all of the words that we use, no matter what language you speak in, dialect, slang, text, whatever, you know what I mean? It was already here. It's nothing new under the sun. It was all here, and it all belongs to the one.
Yeah,
You see?
I mean, it's just like
So
I
what
said.
you're thinking about, you bring to you, bro. What you focus on, see, that's why,
But not all the time.
remember, have you ever heard the saying like,
Do you
chicks
believe in?
be thinking they gotta be cheating, right? And they like suspect, and they go looking for something, and dude ain't done nothing. But because she don't trust him, here come a receipt. Here came somebody in the inbox, and she just happened to be around. It's like, you think that's coincidence? No, that's what you wanted to happen, and you didn't realize that's what you wanted. So be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. People are like, what you talking about? Well, the more you think, see, thinking is speaking, and people don't think that they speaking when they thinking, but they are.
No, man, because I definitely because it says life and death are in the power of the tongue. So
bam.
speaking, but like I said, the ability to do that came from somewhere, though, right? Like
we created in the likeness and the image.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, right? Is just that the creator is the one that is basically allowing these things to come into fruition or deny things from you, because at the same time, a lot
it
of
is his desire.
A lot of people don't know this.
It is his pleasure. It is his pleasure to give me the desires of my heart.
But he'll also withhold stuff too.
But it's his pleasure. See, I'd rather focus.
But you gotta remember.
I'd rather focus on the good. Like I said, it's about where your head is.
No, I definitely get you, because to comment on something you said earlier. You remember how you talked about how you pray for stuff, and then we were talking about how a lot of times people pray for stuff, and then they're like, oh, they don't pray when they up. They only pray when they in a situation that's bad, right? And it's like, that's for me personally. Like, I don't pray and sit. Like, if I know I've done something that's not not good per se, like, I don't go pray to the Most High about that. I go deal with myself and go fix the issue, because to me it's like, why would you go talk to the Creator about something that you're doing purposefully? Because the Creator don't want to hear that.
Well, it all depends, though. It all depends, because it's a scripture in the Bible, in the Old Testament. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it, because it's how I justified stealing at a time in my life, because I was in need. And so, but it's about who I was steal from. But karma was something I really didn't understand yet then. I knew that, anything that would go wrong in my life, I always stop and think like, what did I do to bring this about? If it was something that wasn't positive. But on the flip side, do you stop and think when things are going good, what you did for things to be going right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you are responsible for whatever situation you are in.
So now
you are responsible for that. You make choices every day that put you where you are. No, like I said, that's why I don't believe in. Like I said, this all has to do with the whole New Testament thing, but like that's why I don't believe in the devil, like how people believe in
the devil is the flesh, though, bro.
Because I'm just saying, a lot of
devil
people,
is the flesh. So let's put it out there. Let's put it out there.
Made me do it.
No, let's put that out there, bro. Let's put that out there, bro. Let's put that out there. Let that be known. The devil is the flesh, bro. I wouldn't
even say it's the flesh. It's when your flesh is acting not with spiritual intent in mind, because your flesh is not necessarily.
No, that's what I mean. Izzy, come on, man. Birds of a feather.
We gotta clarify for the people.
Okay, but we can get clarity after we give that blatant, like, no, there it is. Okay, this is what they referring to. So stop thinking it's the little white dude in the red suit with the goatee and the pointy tail with the
Oh, you
hunky
remember? Well, hey, well, you remember
on your shoulder and all of that Bugs Bunny
one
bullshit.
one portion of the book talks about it in a way of it's on you versus the other portion of that book talks about there being some place where you go where you burn. So there's two different theologies there. That's all I'm saying about that.
You said as far as the devil is concerned?
Yeah, like the devil in the sense of how it is not presented like that in the Torah. Like there's no fiery hell place that you go if you do bad stuff and yada yada yada. Like that's not a concept.
That's the thing. It's all about interpretation. So,
well, I mean, there has to be truths to certain things. Like because like that's one of the things. Like everything is not my interpretation of it, or you're like there are certain things that are facts about that. Like so, if you write a book, right, and it's chronological and it's chronicling certain events and things of that nature. If things are factual in the sense of like, okay, this is what happened, this is what these people did, according to like how the text is reading. So if you wrote a book about your life, your travels with your family, nobody can come in there and be like, oh, well, the interpretation of not when it's laying it out for you to be like, this is what happened. This is what happened. If you're interpreting it in a different way other than as it's written, then that means you're just making up your own idea of what something is versus accepting whatever it is that you wrote. Like if you wrote a memoir about your life, I got to accept that's the memoir of experiences that you went through. I can't be like, oh, but what he really meant was that's not what you said though. What he really meant was this, and this, but that's not the ideas that you expressed. See what I mean? So a lot of times people take a book because you got to remember this book was not mass spread around like that. Before it was an oral tradition. It's a culture first and foremost dealing with certain people. So like you can't go to the Nigerian people and just start telling them about their culture and interpreting it in your own way and being like, oh, this, and this. They're gonna be like, no, this is how the culture works. This is how we believe. This is how we view things in this culture or this religion. Like you can't go up to Muslims and tell them, oh no, well, what Muhammad really meant was this. Like you just can't do that. Like it is what it is.
I mean, so then what we're really talking about is the fact that a culture was infiltrated.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of Unapologetically Black as social media, sitcom, broadcast, podcast, whatever, we spoke on the identity of our people in quote unquote Black America, like who we truly are as an ethnic group that is directly connected to landmass. You see, like an Italian would be from Italy, et cetera, et cetera. I'm preaching to the choir. I get it. Okay, just so people understand. But when it comes down to Blacks in America and Christianity, we have it's a confusing thing because we are told that we are the Hebrews, and this is why we were enslaved in America was because of what such and such did way back when. And, so we've been cursed ever since then and yada, yada, yada. So suck it up, take it on the chin, deal with, be good niggas and we'll be the best slave masters we can be to you. And, just stop going against the grain and don't cause yourself no unnecessary pain and get on with it. See, that's your name right there. That's your name in this book. And so that's what we were told. But how did we arrive at a place where we disagree? Because I'm telling you, like, I'm not a part of no Orthodox, nothing. And I didn't go to nobody's school of theology or no seminary, or I'm not a part of no mosque number this or that. I'm not a part of no hall. I'm not a part of no temple. I'm not a part of none of that, nothing.
I mean, you got to think about, like you said, as as it got mass produced and mass, just put out there through the world, translate. A lot of people talk about, the Bible's been rewritten, yada 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 times. Okay, that's why we go by the original language. That's why we go by the Hebrew, because Hebrew is a concrete language. English is left up to interpretation. Hebrew is not left up for interpretation, because
is there any landmass that has not been colonized though, bro? See, this is what you got to ask yourself. Once we realize that that's what we're dealing with, and if it's been colonized, then any information that we receiving in any place that's been colonized by the quote unquote foreigner, invader, the captor, the whatever, man.
That's why you do outside research, and then you also.
Where is outside though? That's all I'm getting.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
where is outside if outside is controlled by the same people that's got you?
I mean, it's not though. That's why we have the internet. The internet was the greatest gift to
really. I remember Encyclopedia Britannica. What you know about that? What you know about almanac?
You got to think about this, right? How long is it going to take you to go through the Encyclopedia Britannica?
But guess what? It's right there. It's right there. If the power go out, I can step outside and read it though. I can bring it with me. The only thing I can't do is carry all this shit. It gets heavy. It gets heavy after a while.
Find books though. That's what I'm saying. So like, there's a book that I talked about called the Anacalypsis. I talked about that on one of the previous episodes, right? I wouldn't have known about that book if I couldn't research it and find out about the stuff about it.
I'm just saying. To a certain extent, Izzy. I'm just saying, man. I'm with you, bro. You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're the same army now. Come on,
you gotta go outside of how European history is taught, right? They only teach you from their perspective, right? They're not like, for instance, right? A lot of people don't know that a lot of the Native Americans were Black people, right?
Because what you talking about? A lot of people don't know. Who these people?
Because a lot of people think about it.
This is for you. I know who needs to hear this.
You see Native Americans on TV. What do they look like? Do they look like me or you? Or do they look like Mongoloids? If people don't know what that is,
we already know.
Okay, so if you look at the Spaniards' history of what they saw when they came to America, they described the Native Americans as Black. Versus what American history tells you. American history does not paint the Native Americans as all, but there are certain things that you can find where you've heard Western writers write about that, but it's not what's taught in schools. Versus what the Spanish conquistadors did. They're writing it. Oh yeah, these people look like they're from African heritage. So you have one side that's lying about the information, suppressing it. You have other people who are just like, whatever, it is what it is. So like, that's what I mean as far as like when you're out there researching, you got to do your due diligence to look outside of the box, because the box is Western history, the Western point of view, versus looking at things from a different point of view of non-European Western point of view.
Now, shucky ducky dookie dang, man. Wait a minute. See, I was trying to play double dutch with you. Jump in. Yeah, I felt you like I got to get this shit off, man. For sure. I feel you though. I feel you. It's all gravy. Yeah, but when we talk about trying to go where they are not, okay. You have people who immigrate to this country, man, who come here speaking English. I know some cats from Morocco, right? You know what I'm saying? Putting no names out there. I'm just saying they from Morocco. Now, in Morocco, according to them, because I've never been, but I'm just gonna say. So this is what I've heard. It's supposed to be from the horse's mouth, though. So I'm gonna speak it like I believe, bro. I'm benefit of the doubt, you know what I'm saying, until he showed me otherwise, right? Okay. So he say when they in school, like from the beginning, like not junior high school, gotta wait, you know what I'm saying, till you almost through. They giving them Spanish and English, and they already speak Arabic, but then they speak an ancient form of Arabic.
Wow.
So we talking about the mind, man, being off the chain. So it made me angry. I mean, I was hot. I'm in flames. Like, what? Like, I ain't showing it because I ain't no hate. I ain't no hate in my blood, but I'm looking at how I've been shorted.
Yeah.
My time is valuable. But you playing with me. But who can I take that out on? They say be slow to anger. Well, do you think slow is, I ain't gonna speak my age, but now I'm saying it's been going on quite a while.
I mean, you got to think about it. It's how we've been conditioned, like you said earlier about the whole point of the how do we get this way? Because and we weren't allowed to read in slavery.
I'm blessed,
They gave us the Bible from their perspective, right? Not because even the perspective that they gave us, they didn't read the parts about not being able to beat your slave, or if you beat your slave to the point where he's hurt, you need to reimburse him and you need to pay for this. Like they skipped all that stuff in there. You know, that's on that portion of the book anyway. So it's like you're dealing
So
with
we
people
saying that
who
we
is
can
just
go in slavery, is that what we saying?
no. What we're talking about is according to what the book, the New Testament, what we're talking about, like how we got into where we are. Because you asked the question, like, why do we believe the way that we do, like in the Christian, like the standard Christian form, is because that's how we were taught through slavery. We were taught this mentality that we had. So that's why I'm proposing that idea of like if you really break it down, like what good is this thing is quote unquote Jesus doing for the black community, especially
Well,
when
it's faith. It's faith. And so that's what I was getting at. Remember when I was saying, well, I like, if you wouldn't mind chiming in, comment, you know what I mean? Let me know,
yeah, definitely.
if you have had that identity crisis in the past and came to a place of knowledge of self or self-awareness. I'm not sure how people describe it, but when you felt like, okay, I get it, or some people say, I've heard it said, well, they had an aha moment or whatever. Oh, okay. Now, when your faith had already been established, and you were going about a thing this way, so now you don't have anybody to teach you or anything to model your behavior after, not looking into the future for this new found power and identity, because that's what it is. The power comes with the identity. You see, if it's like the Disney fairy tale, basically, of the prince or the princess that didn't know they was a prince or a princess, and then finally, you know what I'm saying, they found out who they are, and now they got a whole kingdom to rule and everything that come along with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at. Only this is not fiction, it's not fantasy, it's real life. And when we talk about the power of the mind first, and then you talk about the power of the spoken word, you see, and then you talk about the power that comes with faith and confidence in what you think and what you say and what has created you before the day that you came from your mother's womb, knowing that everybody on the planet, I'm pretty sure, like I said before, I don't underestimate nobody. So I give everybody the benefit of the doubt that they can go just as far, or that they done been through just as much, or they just as smart, if not smarter, or whatever. I'm gonna automatically at least put you where I am, if not further, because I don't want to be the one that sold somebody short and end up selling myself short, and you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So I want to treat people where I want to be treated. Respect my mind, so I'm gonna respect yours. Like my grandfather used to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. So anyway, man, if faith is what it boils down to, because I was at a Dave and Buster's when I was in St. Louis, and there was a guy that was in there talking to the cashier behind the counter, and he was saying, if I put my faith, if I say that this ink pen, this is what I believe in, that's what my faith is in. My faith is in that pen. That's what I put it in. But that's the power that's within. It's up to us to be able to channel it. And that's how we were taught to unlock it, because we still are like if it's cold blooded and has scaly skin or whatever, what they call it, it's a reptile. Okay, well they call us human beings, but if you were on a spiritual, scientific, metaphysical level with the description, then that's where they come with God. You see, but that's a trivial, like not trivial, but generic term for our likeness. You see what I'm saying? So it's like how if it was if the word God was what held so much power and was above everything, then how could you spell it in reverse and have something that you hope don't piss in the house or shit on the floor or bite you, or you see what I'm saying? They run and jump. You see what I'm saying? Like, hold on, wait a minute now. You know what I mean? So it's about respect. If I was around when we was doing if I was a scribe, I would have been like, no, we can't have that. We're gonna have to say something else. Just because it's too close right here. You got people who dyslexic and all of that. No, we don't need no confusion here. We want this to be clear. Izzy, where you go? Come back here.
I'm coming back. 1 second. 1 second. Technical issues. 1 second.
All right. So, hey everybody.
I'm back. I just gotta transition real quick to a different location.
So it's all about the faith though, man. So like I said, I never did pray to Jesus. I'm not one of those people, you know. So not knocking you if you do, you know, but they said that Jesus is supposed to be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So all right, but then do people ever trip off of mind, body, and soul? Like there go another three right there. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Anyway, so when you are raised a particular way, you know, depending on where you from, the mind is wide as time and space itself. It's unlimited. Like Master P say, like no limit, man. Ain't none. Like, and the scripture say, you know, he'll bring all things to your remembrance. Now, are we just talking about the memory that you got in this mind, or are we talking about the memory of the spirit that's inside? That's all knowing, omnipresent at all times. You see, because we made in the likeness and the image of the Most High. All right. Here we go. Yeah, definitely mind, body, and soul. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, though, you wanna go ahead and transition into some.
You want to segue, bro? All right.
Yeah, we can segue to a lighter subject now.
All right. Hey, but hey, you know, it can be a lighter subject though when people got the key to the lock. When we all standing on the front lawn and ain't nobody inside waiting for somebody to post bond.
Hey, absolutely.
All right, come on with it. We're talking about doing some videos, checking on some Karen holes.
Yeah, you know we finna
some of them. Yeah, we finna get some response and some reactions and let us know what's going on out there.
Yeah, you know we finna get active, man. We finna react to some funny ass Karen videos right now. Hold on, pause it real quick. Pause. Yeah, you can roll that back a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Everybody know out here. Oh yeah, we can read this okay, he just said that's like
all content in this video is 100% licensed by the proper right holders. For more information on the content featured in this video, please contact licensing at.
I thought you said the proper white holders.
No. Licensed by the proper rights holders.
We're gonna be dealing with some Karens today, y'all.
There we go. And who is she? Now, growing up, I didn't know a Caucasian Karen. All the Karens I knew was black. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Now, you know, Karens are white and they are off the chain. I'm like, what's going on out here? Izzy, please explain.
Hey, the Karens are the people who are wow, I spelled that wrong. They're the people that are out here being extra, bro. You know, the ones out here who are self-entitled, who think that they basically should get their way. So yeah, we didn't all dealt with some every now and then, but these are going to be some wild ones.
Hey, I'm woke now, bro. I want everything coming to me, man. Everything.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
For sure.
Okay, get your grandbaby then. Can you get off her car? Yes, you are. Come on. Get off her car.
This is your right spot.
Get off her car.
Stand back up, Krista. This is your right spot.
There's 2 spots. Get in your damn car. Stop don't sit on her car.
Right now,
Your ass is grass.
Right.
Do you understand? And if you be looking out for those cops.
All right, I will. I'll be looking out for those cops.
Sheltered in place. Go ahead, put me on social media. You're a little pup. Seriously, I called the cops. I can't wait.
Wow, okay. I'm so scared.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I'm back.
Okay. I'm
in there. Hey, have you ever been in a scenario though like that, where somebody like where like a white person tried to hold you up like that?
Okay, they can't be.
Nah. And see, you know, my brother that I had on the podcast, Saze, what up, Saze? How you doing, family? Right, all right. Hey, you're gonna have to pick up your line, man. I don't know what's up, man. I hit it, man, went straight to the voicemail, man. But anyway, so when he was on the show with me, we were we was doing. I was catching up. I never had, we really ain't been around each other that much in our life. But he was telling me that my dad had told him that a lot of men, black men, in our generation are too in touch with their feminine side and don't even know it because they was raised by single mothers. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, do you watch Kevin Samuels?
Nah, I don't do. Hey, like I said, like I know I gotta have balance, right? You know what I'm saying? I gotta have balance, but I feel like TV was invented because they know the true design of the God. So whatever they can do to keep our mind preoccupied with a dream of theirs and not a dream of yours and a dream of mine. Because I could be sitting back all day just focused. I'm focused, man. What up, Jigga? Straight up. Straight up. I get it. You see? So damn right, it's facts. For sure. Already. I'm talking about encyclopedia.
Hey, well, have you ever looked up the patent for TVs?
Have I looked it up? No, I just know that my grandfather called it the idiot box. And he did it
the CIA is involved with television.
I mean, bro, when we talk about propaganda, when that's a tool. So if they figured out a way to spread it faster and to make it more appealing, come on, man. It's just like
it was actually a two. So far, I would say it's at least used for 2 different purposes. Number one, and this is for people, I don't know how much people like research into what are these higher up quote unquote people do. They be doing practices and messing around with some forces. So one of the things that they use is called a scrying mirror. It's a black mirror. That's why all your TV screens, cell phone screens are all black. Like that. It's literally like the same type of thing that they would use. So there's a purpose for that to basically use that to, I guess you can say, like do spells and stuff like that. But then at the same time, it's also, that's why I call it TV programming, right? It was for
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, definitely what you were saying, like how they get the message out there faster. Like the whole point of it was really to be able to push propaganda in the homes and program people.
Social media is no different. It's the upgrade. Flat out. So now everybody and their mama got their own sports show, or they got their own baking show. They telling people how to do this. Everybody's a motivational speaker. You got people like me and you, just like out the blue, whatever. I'm just saying, anybody and their mama got smoking mirrors in the palm of their hands now. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But you think they would allow it to be, accessed on this level by the whole society, like that are supposed to be the worker bees? Like, man, look, anytime they give you something on TV that's like, I don't care if it's way back in the 60s, whether it's Star Trek or whether it's, something that is more contemporary, without being, So they already got that technology, and they want you to think that it's so far away, so that when they do finally give it to you, you're like, oh wow, they made it happen. No, they already had it, idiot. You see what I'm saying? That's what they, it's like, no, you won't get me like that no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, we went from not having a car, basically, not a 4-cylinder, no motorized vehicle in the 1800s. And then less than 100 years later, we got a man on the moon. Get the fuck out of here. What happened in that amount of time?
Yeah, well, that was fake, bro. That's the whole.
So that's what I'm getting at. Like I said, they already had it.
That's a whole nother topic, though.
But it is what it is. So
yeah.
And the propaganda that is used for. So you was asking if I saw such and such, and I'm like, well, no.
He's on YouTube though. So now it was just to your point of, like, he deals with a lot of issues, like, in the Black community. So originally he's like an image consultant, but he also does videos where he's basically trying to elevate men, like teaching men how to like better themselves and be high value men. And then now it led into him basically doing really, like, he did it's like almost like a study on Black people and how we act and the patterns and stuff of like what we do and stuff. So it was just going along with like what you were saying about our people. Like he does a really, really good breakdown of like the interaction between like Black men and Black women, and like really zeroing in on like the problems between us, like why we always at each other's throats and stuff like that. So it's really like, if you're interested in that, it's really dope to check them out.
Well, I mean, coming up in the hood I'm from, man, it's one thing being smaller, and it's another thing being light skinned. It's another thing not having a big brother or a big sister or a cousin or a mother or a father to go home and say, hey, such and such did this. So, you know what I mean? It's like, so I'm in tune with the nurturing side of my spirit because I had to do it myself. You see what I'm saying? But I'm also empathetic and sympathetic to others, because similar to Tupac, when I used to listen to him back in the day, I thought dude just had been through every fucking thing. When I listen to his music, I'm like, damn, man, this nigga, damn, he just like me. Damn, that nigga, woo, woo. And everybody felt that nigga. But no, he was just in tune with the struggle and able to tap on all these different scenarios that he knew were prevalent. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know this exists. I saw homeboy going through it. I know my partner. I know my cousin. I know my auntie. I know my mother. She was on crack. You know what I'm saying? I see the hood. It ain't just in my city either. It's right here. And I've been to coast. I'm like, damn, it's like that everywhere. So he didn't go through all of this shit. He was an artist. But when you coming up without some parent to give you the damn advisory to fucking comply with the parental advisory sticker or symbol sign that's on the CD, tape, whatever the hell you playing, and you gonna learn the hard way. You see what I'm saying? And if you thinking that, because they back in the day, used to have BDP, Public Enemy, your X-Clan, Rakim, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure the God MC, like you had artists that were speaking life and they were elevating the mind of the Black man and woman, you know what I'm saying? Through propaganda. They had their own way of doing it, and they was talking about how hip hop was gonna be dead before it was born, basically. You see what I'm saying? Before it got going, but it's still here. You see what I mean? But it transformed. But I'm all about the foundation. You see? So
do you listen to new hip hop at all?
I listen to everything, man. I'm out the box. Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, it all depends on what time of day it is, what kind of ride I'm in, what the weather looking like, what kind of vibe I'm in, man. I get down. You know what I'm saying? I don't shut nobody out. I don't shut my ears. You know what I mean? I like to keep an open mind, just like you hear me talk. You know what I'm saying? You can't get no words out of it. You ain't got an open mouth. You know what I'm saying? Word of mouth is a beautiful thing, depending on what you're saying. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Right on. But yeah, I think we got like 15 minutes left. So yeah, you can go ahead and fall back on the Karens, man. Let's
I mean, hey, bro, that's your lane. You know what I'm saying? I had to make sure I knew what a Karen was.
Yeah. No, we just
she could be bitching and complaining.
Yeah. Let's check out what these Karens doing, bro.
It does matter.
He's out here trying to make a living.
I don't want him in my neighborhood. You go to Indian Wells, you don't see lawlessness.
It doesn't matter. It
does matter. It brings down quality of life.
You're not a police officer. You're not a police officer.
Excuse me, I'm a citizen. I have a right to speak. I have a right to speak.
So let the
Go ahead. Cops are coming.
let them come then.
I like how she cutting them off though.
Karen,
Stop harassing him.
you live in India, Karen.
I'm trying to figure out, is she harassing them about the sidewalk?
I'm not really sure, but if she really does pay the mortgage on that home, technically she does own the property. But if it's the sidewalk, like I'm not sure how it works in the suburbs, but like in the city, the sidewalk in the street belong to the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's public access way.
Yeah, so you know you can't control that. But she does. He's right. She does have the right to speak. She does have that. You see what I'm saying? This is America.
But, hey, she cutting off other people though. But no, you can go ahead and put it back. You just let it go.
I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking like, okay, yeah, she was right about that. I'm you know.
Yeah.
You bringing it back, DJ? There you go.
No, I'm not. What? You're calling the police because I took your spot? Okay.
Does she pay for the spot? If she paying for the spot,
Take a parking spot?
not if she paying for it.
Yeah.
Why don't you park in a handicap spot? This is not a handicap spot.
Spark.
She might be at a grocery store, bro. This lady. Oh God. Damn.
Okay, there is a spot literally right there. Park in the spot right next to it. Tell me to shut up again. Tell me to shut up again.
Is that an old lady?
Yeah, it looked like an old man. Shit.
Okay, so at some point you gotta respect your elders too, though. You know what I'm saying? The Walking Dead, bro, straight up.
Yo, my G said,
Yeah, man, straight up. He gonna fight up for real. Like, I hope you got vaccinated.
Oh shit! Boy, she got a wedgie.
The hell out of them shorts, man. For real. Like, my goodness, like the Cookie Monster.
Damn, she looked like she built weird.
Hey, well, let me not say that. I don't want to say that. Back in the day, it used to be less often you would see a Caucasian woman with the feet of a black woman. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, it's not like that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Karen. We got a wild Karen here.
Well, what's she doing? Oh damn, boy! Hey, she trying to play football. What's going on?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, hold on, man. What's going on here?
She's trying to stop them from skateboarding.
What?
And you know, so me, bro, when I look at this stuff, I know everybody and their mama trying to get some likes and views. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. So it's nothing to premeditate stuff, just like reality TV.
There's a car right there if you want to tell them.
For real, it's all good. Yeah, okay. You ready? That's good. Let's post it, and they all in on it. Might not be the case all the time. I'm just saying, man.
Oh yeah. Now some people fake it. They fake it till they make it.
Yeah, because this look like a waste right here. Thank you, I appreciate it. What's this? A commercial?
Every customer.
Yeah, it's about to go though.
Yeah, we I don't know if we're supposed to be playing them. No, they not paying us.
Oh yeah. After that 5 seconds, you could just skip it and bring it back.
Oh no, we ain't giving them 5 nothing. They giving us 5? I don't think so.
No. I mean, I said you could take it away for 5 seconds and then bring it back.
Oh, you was talking to the VJ. Oh,
yeah.
And see, I'm not used to this the show working this way, where we actually got some videos being played, and we normally talking about
upgrading, bro. We upgrading up in here.
We normally the only thing y'all see in here, so this is different right here. But I appreciate it. Let me take a breather, sip my tea in the meanwhile.
All right, go ahead, hit it.
The Yogi, y'all fuck with him. Where we at?
It went away.
Was that the Lion King? What was that, bro?
No, that's just a random acapella.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
it's not.
The melody comes from Not Another TV,
all right.
From
I'm breaking the wall. How?
Oh, it was Chris Evans that did that. Wow. That Janie's got a gun. So run from the pain. It's a funny ass movie.
Yeah, I know. I also noticed that you was getting your relax on, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I saw you.
Oh, yeah.
I saw you, so I'm like, okay. We letting her down. It's all good.
Because I'm making my dogs happy, you idiot. You're such an idiot. I'm making my dogs happy. You have nothing better to do. You're just an unhappy lady. You have nothing better to do. Okay, look. They take their dog off leash.
What?
But would the dog know when they come? Because all my dogs, I walk off the leash.
I see them.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, because it's my dog. You won't see me walking the dog down the street getting pulled by the dog. That don't happen. So eventually you walk the dog enough, you spend enough time with the dog know who it's with. You see what I'm saying? It know who feed it. You see what I'm saying? It know who love it. It don't want to go take no chance out in the harsh, cruel world.
Right.
Unless you keep the nuts on the board, then yeah, he gonna try to get some nuts. He definitely gonna do that. He gonna do that.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do it, man. Like I couldn't neuter my boy. I got a dog, I got a Cocker Spaniel Shih Tzu.
That's right. Every boy out there he kept his nuts. I'm like, I don't want nobody.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not cutting my dogs. Look, the Lord made them to have nuts.
That's right.
Who are you coming here and cut niggas nuts off, bro? Like, god damn, like
because that's what they used to do.
You know what that is, bro? That's some repressor ass shit.
Man, that is some castration ass shit.
That's literally what it is, bro. They be castrated. Like, dude, the Lord made this animal with balls,
and they jealous,
and y'all take them away.
Jealous, and then they say it's because they trying to cut down on the population. So can you imagine what the population really used to be on this planet as far as the natural, you know what I'm saying, inhabitants, no matter what species? You see what I mean? It's like it was no need for population to be charted at all, logged at all, until you had these zones, you know, where they got these boundary lines, and now this is border, and this is what we got within this border. Now you got to go up because you can't go out like New York. You see what I'm saying? This is where them numbers count. You see what I mean? But when you free and you don't have this type of society, you see what I mean? Then what difference do it make?
Right.
How much what? You know what I'm saying? Because all you concerned with is your space, wherever it may be. The earth is our turf anyway. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You're supposed to be able to move freely.
Supposed to, but hey, people made invisible lines.
So are they supposed to be? I don't watch much TV or the news. I do read and I do tune in when I want to. I control the tube, but don't control me. You know what I'm saying? I tell it what I want it to tell me, not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I've been on this program and shit for quite a while. I've been telling niggas it was on autopilot since I ain't gonna tell you because you're my age. I ain't gonna tell you.
Hey, that's why Atmosphere Productions check us out. That's why my goal is to create positive content, bro, that pushes a positive message, for our people, or at least a different perspective of like stuff, man. Like I want to do like period pieces, but like about our history, bro. Like not slavery bullshit, bro. I'm talking about like accomplishments
and that's what I'm getting at. So now you back to the law of attraction. You didn't even realize you put yourself in there. So that's what it is. Speaking that positive, and that is what's going to bring positive. So the more positive pictures you put out, the more positive pictures are on the minds of the people who are creating their lives based on the pictures in their mind anyway. That's why after Colors came out back in the day, Crips and Bloods ran rampant. You see what I'm saying? And when it started out as trying to imitate a movie, turned into, oh, well, no, not cats really are coming here from Cali. And they really are infiltrating the hoods and putting work on the set. And it was about that, like catching the Greyhound, and before stuff got all the way saturated, and how cats would bring it in and out of town. Taking trips was really a thing, you know what I'm saying? But before Expedia and all of these other planned trip places, like niggas been planning trips. You see what I'm saying? But that is what made the Bloods and the Crips expand that movie. It was propaganda. It was marketing. And Ice-T, I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man, I'll never forget that Power album with his wife, you know what I'm saying, on that Joker. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. You had to be a certain age just to be in the store to hold that in your hand. You see what I mean? For real, for real. Excellent marketing. But they knew what they was doing when they tapped into him, when he was on his wave, during his wave moment. And it sold it. Like, I'll never forget it. Hook, line, and sinker, for sure. Until somebody got killed for real. And now it ain't no game no more.
No.
And then you had cats that realized, oh, damn, I started off playing around with it like this. But now my best friend, cousin, stay in this part of the city where we really getting down. And we not finna be at war with family because we've been rocking since I was a child. So we gonna stop playing like that and we gonna get down like this. You see what I'm saying? Flat out. And that's the way that it went. And it's just like in Cali, you got the story about how the A-Trays in the 60s, they used to rock with one another, and then one of them they got into a fight, somebody shot somebody. I believe it was the A-Tray that shot Rolling 60 or whatever, and they fell out. Shit ain't been the same since. I ain't speaking on current tension. I don't know what's up. That ain't my business. I'm just saying that's how the rift came to be. And it's the same shit in St. Louis. I'm sure it's the same shit everywhere. You see, but when you look at Menace to Society, they wanted niggas to push more dope. You look at Boys in the Hood, they wanted niggas to push more dope. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they put it out there like that. Trey, you know what I'm saying? He working in the mall, but he got a beef. But they like, oh, you pushing rocks. You selling that cane, singing rocks or whatever. Putting it out there, then words being spoke to where it's like, oh yeah, but we already know that he's supposed to be the square that ain't really a square, but compared to him and them, like, yeah, he the good guy. He went straight, you see. But it was only one of him in the whole damn movie. You see what I'm saying? But then you got Doughboy and his partners and little dude that had the Jerry curl. Like, you want to see a dead body? You know, now he in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Like, they showing you all of this shit. You know, the bass heads like throwing trash cans on his head because he tried to snatch homeboy chain. They showing you all this shit intentionally. That's creating that in the hood. I never forget, man, dope fiend owed me some money, man. You know what I'm saying? It used to happen all the time. They only had so much money, you know what I'm saying? You would give them some credit knowing not to do it, but you want to show some love to you, but you already bet your partner. You bet your partner just if that much or more that the nigga ain't going to play and ain't going to pay and try to play crazy and go down the way or find some other cat on the way cashing his check that he can holler at and then did set and go left when he should have been right and came and hollered at you like he said he was going to do. And you would have blessed because he honored the game. But you already know how cats are because they control, they brain fucked up, they gone on cocaine, so they gone. That's you got. I just saw niggas lose their jobs, like good federal job. I just saw marriages break up, dissolve. I saw so much of it. You know what I'm saying? Like respect just gone because you ain't respecting yourself. How am I gonna respect you? You see what I'm saying? Flat out. So,
no, that's real.
But that was pushed into the community.
Hey, but now it's time to take it back.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's time to do.
As a man thinketh, so he is.
And on that note,
the law of attraction. So yes, you are on board. You just not realizing that you just saying it. But
I like that. No, you remember what I said was I understand the concept. I agree with it, but in a different type of concept. Like I agree with it that through
so we gotta create the majority, so you and I have to establish the dialogue.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm also speaking in layman's for the people at the same time. So like what I'm saying is like for me, like we at the end of the day, you know, people gonna do what they do, but I choose to believe in a particular power to serve, just as other people have believed in, you know, whatever they believe. Some people believe in multiple deities, yada yada. So, but I believe that, you know, through my obedience to this power, you know, and what I believe in, through that, then I can obtain the things that I want to. Because like this, the source of this, like this thing that we believe in, this spirituality that we believe in, like it has to come from somewhere. So there has to be an entity that is involved with this thing existing. So my quest is just to understand that entity better. And part of that manifest things, you know, into reality through our thoughts. Like, but and like you said, that is a thing, but that power comes from somewhere. You don't just
accountability
as it
accountability
is. That's what I'm saying.
Accountability. We must have accountability, and you cannot have accountability without somebody taking responsibility for their actions. Okay, right. So once you have accountability, then you can either point a finger or you can reward or you can prosecute or whatever, because it's been plenty of times.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as me manifesting, like that's why I say, like, I serve the power that I serve, you know, the Most High, the Creator.
You, man.
It is in me. I'm not disagreeing with that, because as
so the universe is in you.
But at the same time, there is a power that is outside of me.
Of course, because there are things that live outside of you.
So that's what I'm saying. Even though I'm a part of this power, you still have to give credit to that power for allowing you to be what you are.
Knowledgeable of who you are as well.
No, of course, no. I'm. That's why I don't. That's the whole thing about me saying
you. There's no more power outside of you, Izzy.
There is though. There are things in this world.
Yes, you said because
that are.
It,
no, it's not. It's not. It's observation. It's observational.
So you mean like a space shuttle? Because you haven't
think about this. Where
What are you talking
Think
about?
about this. Where did this landmass that we standing on come from?
Where did it come from?
Yeah.
This, you see, so now we're talking about evolution.
No,
that-
I'm talking about this earth, this ground that we stand on. When you go outside,
As far
how
as
did
this
it-
life is concerned, what difference does it make? Because life as we know it is null and void.
because I want to know.
Until the earth exists, we have nothing to identify with. So it's pointless. That's
It's
like
not pointless.
that's like a dog chasing his tail.
Okay, think about this, right? Why are we the way that we are, right? Like, why are we human beings with a certain amount of chromosomes? Like, why is it designed that this is the only way we can? The only way to create more of us is a very specific way. Outside of that, you cannot create this. But that's a design.
But it always was for however it happened. See,
but that's what came first. Like I said, something started this.
The chicken or the egg, man.
But no,
I don't care as long as I got my chicken and the chicken.
That's the difference right there, though. I'm saying I want to know what made the egg and what made the chicken.
Guess what? To what avail?
Because that means that there's something that's not saying that I'm not living just because I'm questioning. That's a part of life. Part of life is about answering questions.
Definitely, and that's a part of living.
So that's what I'm saying. Through my life and through experiences, you start to understand that there is a creator, there is a being out there that forms.
Is it a being or is it a form of energy? What is it? See, that is more concerning to me than how. Because I feel like when it comes down to my self-awareness, my knowledge of self, the same energy that is in me is in you. We are twins inside of this flesh, as far as that's concerned. Not by the actual, like, what tribe, but if somebody got a Macintosh computer and somebody else got the same model, well, they belong to two different people, but they both are the same computer at the end of the day. So that's what I'm getting at. The energy that this vessel harnesses is also the same energy.
But you got to understand this. How did we both get the same energy?
We got the same energy because what was
something had to put that energy in us.
What always was, still is, and
someone had to put this energy in us.
You're right. This could all be.
You gotta think about this. Before a child is born, right? Whenever a child is born, first off, it's sperm, right? So you have this.
So they're alive.
The egg.
They're alive, though.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. They start off alive from you. Whenever that sperm goes into the egg, it evolves.
What does it look like for a sperm?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Just like
I didn't hear what you said.
What does the world look like to a sperm traveling?
Well, you got to remember they're not. A sperm is more. Listen. It's living. It's living, but the function of it is more mechanical in nature. It's programmed.
We don't know.
We do.
We don't
because we've studied it. We've studied it. We've studied it.
How can you study something being on the inside of it if you're not inside of it? That's like telling me you done test drove a Ferrari, bro, and you ain't even went to the lot.
Because you literally take the what you mean? You can put it under a microscope and watch what it's doing.
Tell me, bro. You still can't tell me what it looked like to be in that Ferrari, bro. Unless somebody show you, and how they gonna show you unless they actually been in it and took the pictures.
What you mean?
So, like I said,
some things are observable facts.
What I mean by that is this, man. An ant is this small little bitty creature. But how does the world look to that ant as he's walking to get that crumb from that potato chip? We don't know.
You just change the perspective.
No, I can change the perspective, but who's changing it? Me.
Yes, but you can. You have.
I being this person right here. That when I say I, but because that's how you're going to identify me, is this vessel with these eyes, this skin, name, all of that. So the only perspective that I have on this life, other than putting myself in somebody else's shoes, which is merely me using what I have seen to create that imagery in my mind for the sake of empathy or sympathy only. Because how else can you say you put yourself in somebody's shoes and you really didn't truly look at life from the way they view it and incorporate the variables that make the scenario what it is for that individual?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay, so all I'm getting at is this, man. If the sperm is alive already,
it is.
Okay,
I agree with that.
That means that just like they say a tree is alive.
That's why I
we
said
don't know what it's like to be a tree.
When women say that men don't carry life, I say we carry it first.
We do, but we all do. And this is
carry it first. Look, we transfer
no, bro.
Because you got to think about
last thing in creation. This flesh, when it comes to creation, people say that's not real or the real world or whatnot. Man, look, everything you see around you, in front of you, started in somebody's mind first. Somebody had a plan for it in their mind. And somebody might not have believed them when they said they was going to do this. And when the Wright brothers said they was going to fly.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Somebody had this in mind.
So guess what? If they had it in mind and then it materialized, now people say, oh, okay, I see what you was talking about. But bro, I already knew what I was talking about. Now you can see, because this is the last stage of creativity here. Now you late, but I've been on this flat out. So what's real is what's in your mind. That's what you got to your thoughts, bro.
The creator manifested us from what?
His mind.
Exactly. So that means there is something that made there's something that designed the way that we are and said, you know what? We're gonna take this body that's 70% water, 30% other stuff, and it's going to be able to house and this is going to be able to house a spirit. Think about that.
Whose spirit, not a spirit. Whose spirit?
The creators.
Accountability.
Let's get the creators.
Oh, okay. So the creator spirit is the only spirit that was intended for the vessel. Like even in Islam, they talk about Satan being mad, when they talk about the story, the creation of man. And they was like, he kicked it was like laying on the ground or whatever, and he kicked it like it was hollow, like he want us to worship this, like he want us to bow down to this. Yeah. Like this was supposed to be like how the revolt got started or whatever in the fall in Islam, as far as they okay. So he kicked this hollow shell, but see, it was that is a shell, but you ain't supposed to bow down to it and worship it now. But as soon as I breathe my spirit into it, humble yourself, flat out. So with that being said, the very first vessel that was created to harness the true and living God. And we are created in the likeness and the image thereof. So this vessel might look a little different than yours, but it is still made with the same intention.
Yeah. But that's what I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at is
the spirit of the true and living God.
Yeah, all I'm saying is acknowledging the fact that that's why we believe in the Torah. When you die, your spirit returns back to the source because it comes from something. So that's what I'm saying. Like so there's a term, right? In the beginning, right? It says, and after this we can close out. But this is just to go on the point, right, of the source. So in the beginning, God created light, or God said, "Let there be light." Right?
In the beginning, there was.
I'm just saying.
covered over the void. And
No. I'm just saying, like from that point, it says in the beginning, whenever God said, "Let there be light," right?
And there was light.
And there was light. So in Hebrew,
he looked and said, "It is good."
Okay, so this light is a thing that is real. It is a thing that exists
exactly
somewhere, right? It's an actual thing because you have to remember. Wait, just remember.
It existed.
Darkness had already existed prior.
Exactly. That's why the sun starts on Friday and sunset.
Exactly. Darkness was already here prior to the light, right?
I didn't get that in church.
No, of course not. Of course not.
I didn't get that.
So think about this concept, right? When God said let there be light, right? He wasn't talking about the sun and the moon.
No, it wasn't.
So so later on the fourth day is when the sun and moon are created. Now in Hebrew, the word where it says let there be light, the word there is or. Okay. Or meaning light. What the sun and the moon are called,
like aura,
is or. Yeah, so yeah, like I mean, you could say that like aura.
I'm just showing you.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand.
It's no coincidence that the Hebrew for light is or, and then you think about the light that somebody has around them or that energy. Their
aura, yeah.
Come on with it,
bro. So also whenever you read when it talks about the sun and the moon, right? The word for that meaning from light. So the sun and the moon come from or that original source. So what I'm saying is me and you, yes, we have the same energy, but we come from the source. We come from the creator. So I'm just saying acknowledging that the creator, the one that put his spirit into these vessels to give it life, to give each one of us personalities, like that's not by mistake, that's not random, that was a purpose intended for that. So I'm just saying that this idea of manifesting things, like we have that power because there's a creator that had that power and deemed it fit that we also have that power as well. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just giving. I don't want to just. I don't want to just say, "Oh, this is just me. This is just me."
Nobody to tell you your seeds ain't your seeds, right? You will smack the shit out of somebody. Somebody try to come get your son and say, "This one mine." No.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, bro, I'm just telling you, man. When you saying pay homage, definitely, bro. But with paying homage comes a certain amount of entitlement.
I'm not saying not to do that. Hey,
so that's what.
That's one of the first. That's what I'm saying. One of the concepts of Torah is what? Love yourself first.
Because it says love your father in heaven as he loves you. So people get confused because they look into heaven.
But that's what I'm saying. Heaven is a state of being.
That's right.
Heaven also means what's above you. So again, that's up there. But if the Most High is within you, that means you have to respect yourself. You have to love yourself. That's why it talks about treat others as you were to treat your neighbor as yourself, meaning
that brother and sister not the same. You are
exactly. If the creator is in me, why would I go disrespect me?
Bro, that's why it's easy.
That's what that means. Like, you gotta love yourself. Like, would I want somebody to come and sleep with my wife? No,
that's what I just said.
So why would I go sleep with somebody else's wife?
That's why it's easy as a married man to keep my penis in my pants, because I look at a sister that's anywhere near my wife's age or my sister's age as that. I'm going to respect them and treat them with the same respect I would want somebody to treat my wife or my sister or my female cousin or my mother or my aunt. You see what I'm saying? Or even my homegirl, flat out, just like a sister. Hey, what up, sis? Like, flat out. You see, but if you don't have that knowledge of self, that's what in the very beginning, bro, before we even aired day number 1. Remember, I was saying, bro, the reason why we have a lot of issues in our community is because of the lack of love for self.
Absolutely.
That's what it boiled down to. Because It wasn't until I figured some of these things out, and I will say I did figure it out because, you know, the school of hard knocks. You know, I'm on my Thomas Edison with this shit. You know what I'm saying? 1001. You know what I mean? But only take one, flat out. And once you get that one, you got it right. Now let that be light. Okay. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I have been through a lot to come to the point where I can say, all right, I know. Because see, you were speaking on believing, like, but L-I-E is in the middle of believe, and lie is what that spell just.
Remember, hey, I'm just speaking in layman's terms.
I'm be clear, but I'm gonna be clear. Now we going because I didn't interrupt you because I didn't want to look like I was disagreeing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't that at all. You know what I'm saying? But when we let me see. Okay. Oh, belief has doubt attached to it. You say, well, what do you mean? Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, let's say a man and a woman been married for 25 years. Man been working the same job. All right, he go to work at 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Come home at 5. That's because about an hour and some change in traffic, whatever, needed to get some gas, or might have got held up. Home by 5 on a regular. All right, that's the average. Okay, so day comes and he don't show up. He don't call or nothing. The wife don't hear from him till the next day. And when she heard from him, what he has to say is, oh, baby, damn, I got a flat tire on the side of the road on the way home in traffic. I was sitting there so long and the tire was flat. I had to pull over on the side of the road and saw one of my partners coming by that was in traffic right behind me. You see what I'm saying? And I was so happy that I got a ride, you know, that I forgot and left my damn phone in the car. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't have my phone, but guess what? He had to go and pick his woman up from work. He was already running late after sitting in traffic and we catching up or whatever. I'm not even thinking nothing of it. You see, then we go back to his crib because he had to take her home. You see what I mean? And when we get there, we have a beer or two or whatnot. And now we bent and it's the next morning. I got to get to work. You see, so I had him take me to work. You see what I mean? So now I got to figure out how I'm going to get back to the car after work. And I don't got my phone and I still got to change all of this, you know. So after I got off work, I had John or James or whoever taking me back to the car. They helped me get a tire. Woo, woo, woo. Here I am. Now, the wife is saying, WTF. You see what I'm saying? But she know this nigga track record is impeccable. You see what I'm saying? He ain't never had no nothing to draw no negative attention to his character at all. So now we have this. So she has to say to herself, based on who I have been with and who I would say I know, then I must give him the benefit of the doubt. True indeed, this is out of character, but I'm going to be inclined to believe him because of who I know him to be. But she cannot say without a shadow of a doubt that she knows what he is saying is true.
Right.
She can only believe. So that means that the doubt is included. So when you say you believe in something, then you must be asking yourself, or you're making a statement saying that I am choosing to allow my interest or curiosity.
I mean, that is what we're doing,
and move forward with this thing.
That is what we're doing.
So if that's what you have done, then at some point, what you were curious or interested in must bring you to a place of knowing. Or are you wasting your money?
Yeah. But that's why I said this. It's an ever evolving process, because you got to remember, right? Nobody was here when all of this was at the start. We only have the records of those people and what they wrote down.
What did I tell you, Izzy? I said my wife pointed out to me without even realizing doing it. The only truth that we really truly know, the purest truth that exists at all, is right here and now.
Of course.
Because you don't have to ask anybody about it. You don't have to recall it.
But it doesn't mean that what came before is not true.
But you're right. But is it not more important, though, to know what you need to know now?
You got to know both. You got to know both.
You got to have balance.
Because if you don't know about the past, then you can repeat the same mistakes of the past.
There is a
so
reason.
you look to the past for guidance, because
you don't know how
you got to think about this. Through the past, in the past is things that came before. Looking at the past, you get to see how you led up to where you're at right now. Because that's like this, right? Say you came into the middle of a movie, and then you just got the rest of it. The only thing you know about that movie is when you came into the movie right now. But guess what? The movie been going on before you got here. So guess what? You can't exclude any of that stuff that came. But just because you got here in the middle of it, it doesn't mean that everybody else that was watching it before, it don't mean that what they saw wasn't real or it wasn't true. It just means that your time in this movie or your time on the scene is just right now. So guess what? I want to know what happened before all this, because how am I just gonna walk here, then all of a sudden it's just explosions happening and then people over here doing all this. I'm in here like, what's going on? Like, I can recognize certain stuff just from my own observable reality, but I don't got the full picture or anything close to the full picture. That's what I'm saying. So you gotta, if you want a better picture, a clear picture, you gotta look at the past and you can see where the people going.
We're not debating. Let's pause it for a second. Get that energy. I'm not trying to stop you from. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is that you got to have balance, and people in Christianity, as a person who used to subscribe to Christianity in that regard, the Orthodox, I was taught that the Bible is history as well. That is exactly what it is, a history book. You see, so, but if you are not told how to incorporate that into your present and your future, then you are being led by history. And if you are aligning yourself with it, it's not contemporary as far as how it's written. So you have to have a spiritual inclination to be able to have that application of it. So you
gotta evolve.
Many of people who are stuck in the past because of that.
I mean, but it's because but whose fault is that? It's their fault.
I'm not trying to point a finger.
I know you're not trying to point a finger. I'm just saying, like, you can't help them people though. If they stuck.
It's like AIDS is a diagnosis, true, but for who? I hope not for me or you. But I'm saying AIDS exists.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm saying is the condition is what I'm speaking on.
You can only work with.
On a condition.
You can only work with whatever people get it though.
Because of the mind, bro. I know cats, man, that got money in the late 80s that fell off in the mid 90s that always talked about that time from the grind when it was hot.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Living in their glory days and not making them glory days.
Go to that point. They make up stories. Some cats ain't got no glory. They come up with some shit. Just to pass the time.
I know what it means.
But what I'm getting at is this.
That's not what I mean though. That's not what I mean as far as like looking in the past.
Took it and flipped it upside down.
Yeah.
You can see I'm not disagreeing with you, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like for me, it's like I look at the past as like, again, for guidance in the sense of in my future. So let me reword this right here. Listening to your elders, right? Your elders have been through stuff.
That's right.
Nobody, like you said, nothing new under the sun, right? People be thinking they relationships be some brand new situations. Like, no, it's the same shit over and over and over. So I listen to my elders. I skipped a lot of bullshit. That's what I mean by looking to the past for wisdom or guidance. By looking at by taking the advice of my elders. I was throughout most of my life, I've watched people around me in scenarios that I don't have to be in, that I'm not in.
We'll learn more from a fool than from the wise.
I
Because
look at other people and be like, damn, you got to deal with that. I don't got to deal with that because I listened, because I took the advice. I paid attention to those who came before and gave out some wisdom. So that's what I mean by like, yeah, I look to the past to help guide my future, because
well, then you should say I look to my elders.
They be updated, but it's the same stuff over and over.
Need to be. It's all about clarity, because you will say the same thing, and I'm telling you, Izzy, we saying the same thing, but you speaking Izzy and I'm speaking Nikki. So I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Most definitely. I'm just explaining my perspective to you.
Exactly. You're doing a very good job,
That's all. I'm just letting you into the mind of me and like how I come to my conclusions.
Bro, you're fucking awesome. Let me tell you that. Let me put my hat back on so I can. I'm just saying. So,
but hey, we've been chopping it up. Like,
that's what we supposed to do, because we don't do it to get paid, even though the signs say, but it's a P, a A, a I, and a D. You just can't see the dots in between. It's an acronym automatically. You better know it, and we do it unapologetically. Unapologetically, yeah.
Baby, hey man, it's been an amazing show, bro. I loved it. Thank y'all for tuning in. We've been getting it in.
For sure.
I can't wait for next week, boy. This turned out amazing. Like,
you know
amazing.
what? Because we're thinking about next week. So next week is coming. As long as the Most High to give us the breath in us and allow us the steps to be taken, then we're gonna be here next week. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Same time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. What is it? 6 on the west. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tune in to us, Unapologetically Black. From the culture creators, we hold it down all the time. It's your boy Wild Star in the building,
and this Nikki Scarpo. Now I carry Christ inside, saying chapters and rhymes poetically organized all the time, already, all day, baby. Here we go. We out of here next week, Monday.